is big comfort. I don't know what these people play.
Everybody got to hear you say what these people play at the start of the recording. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Learn Dota 2 League Season 19, Week 5. Today, we're taking a look at Game 2 of Shep's Clown Car, the avgpeen team, taking on Razzle, Dazzle, the BlueJay team. Last time, we saw two very strange drafts, and the Razzle Dazzle strange draft won. See what happens this time. Again, first pick banning Lich. I just don't think it's a good idea. I think the hero is reasonably to the point where if you have first pick, then Lich is unbanned, you could just pick it and it's okay. Like, every time, you know what I mean? I think it's just, because it's such a, that's, I think, the biggest thing about it. It's such a low-risk, high-reward situation. Like,
maybe Shep's Clown Car doesn't have somebody that plays it.
I think even if you don't play it, and I know Luke's does, anyway. He was playing it on the Space Cowboy team last season, or 2 seasons ago, rather. Last season for me.
Maybe he doesn't call it comfort enough to play.
I don't know.
So they just decide to ban it out because they know that they're not likely to pick it.
I think it's a meta over comfort meta. I think if it like, even if you're a bad Lich, you're gonna do better on that hero than like a hero you're good with, just because that's how the balance is right now. And I think you can do well on it anyway. I think it's just like, and even in that case, even if you're in that situation where you think, oh, you know, I don't want to play that Lich, you don't ban it because the other guys have to ban it because they don't see the inside of your brain, right? Somebody looked at your mobile, said this guy plays Lich. If you don't ban it, they will. They just wasted a ban. Yeah. But I think just pick it. If you got first pick, just pick it, right? Like, it's kind of a waste of the upside of this particular part of the draft. Because it's just so, I mean, I know it's boring. It's probably what it really is. Lich is a very boring hero to play, especially when you've done it 3,000 times.
Just trying to stay away from meta picks.
Maybe.
Because I guess last game, the only meta pick they picked was Bristle. And I guess Phoenix is decent.
Very early X. Not the biggest fan of a very early X. I feel like that's a hero that's very easy to get rid of this game.
It's a lad of lads hero.
Yes, it is.
We'll see. They can punish it. Let's just see if they actually are going to punish it with anything they pick.
It's true, yeah. I mean,
it'd be really funny if
situation.
We first pick X and they pick something that is really bad into X.
You know, it's like Napoleon once didn't say, never interrupt your enemy when they're not making a mistake.
True. What's that thing that they got the face of Napoleon to say just for Total War Napoleon?
10 seconds.
My enemies fear me, my allies, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty long speech.
No, but just that little shtick from it. It's the first 4 lines of it.
It's like, my enemies are many, my equals are none.
That one. Which has exactly 0.
Under the shade of olive trees, they said Italy would never be conquered, because I guess they weren't paying attention for the last, like, 400 years where Italy was conquered in piecemeal.
Like 3 separate times.
Yeah.
5 seconds.
That should be the next Victoria 3 run. Trying to get the Papal States out of control. You should change the religion of the Papal States.
Yeah, there we go. In the land of pharaohs and kings, they said Egypt could never be conquered, which, I mean, that's, like, even worse. Like, Egypt was not even independent at that moment because it had been conquered by the Ottoman Empire.
And, yeah. And then, after that, got saved by the British, then conquered by the British.
And then, in a land of desolate snow, they said Russia could never be conquered. And that was true, because he didn't do that.
True. He did not do that, and neither did the next big man to come along in Europe.
Well, that's not true. The next big man to come along actually did it. Nobody ever talks about that. And then the guy after him didn't.
That's true. Who was the next big guy?
The one with the funny mustache. The funnier mustache, not the toothbrush one.
Okay. Is he commonly referred to as a medal? For Russian boats?
Radiant team.
No.
No, that's Stalin didn't conquer the Soviet Union in anything but a metaphorical sense. I mean the guy with the swooshy mustache, you know, the one with the spiky helmet. He did it.
Oh, the Kaiser.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's easy to forget that Russia basically spent the last 4 years of World War I getting kicked repeatedly until they tapped out, but they did that.
Again and again and again until they got kicked. They got, yeah.
I'm worried about that one, however, and that's a lot of like good communication that's needed to not make that backfire. And this is a team that's kind of struggled with that historically.
Well, looking at the 2 heroes that they've already picked, it's 2 stuns and 2 sets of damage that do not give a shit about the tomb that Wyvern, and 3 people that do not give a shit about Wyvern save.
Yeah, they don't care about the popsicle. They don't really care about the ult either. None of these 3 guys are gonna kill anybody in the ult. 2 of them are supports, and 1 you don't care if they're in the ult.
Death Prophet spirits attack whoever she's attacking,
No.
including allies?
No.
Because I know they attack whoever she's attacking. I guess it doesn't work with allies.
No. Never does. They're like separate units, technically.
And I understand both Death Prophet's E and her R are both physical damage for some reason. But she just gets on top of the person and then they die.
The thing I'm really worried about in my head is the time when Axe gets his baller spin and then Wyvern ults it immediately, and he does no damage.
You can call.
Yeah, I might call.
'Cause
Rubik, I think this is our...
You deal all of 200
Sure. Rubik here, I think this is a really good looking Rubik game so far. I don't think you can make it bad, particularly, but this is a really good looking Rubik game so far. It's Dark Ace's best hero, so that's good. Razor.
I wouldn't say it's like an insanely good Razor game, but it's a very, very decent good game. Like a decent Razor game.
I think, well, Rubik, I think you meant.
Yeah.
He started that sentence before the Razor came out. I think the thing is like, I don't think there's a single skill so far that you wouldn't want to have. That's not like super annoying for you to have. Like, obviously,
there's like no bad spells, but none of them are like, oh, this is the spell I want out of any of them except for Exorcism.
Yeah, that's true.
Like one
but
spell you're like, ooh, Exorcism.
I don't think. Well, there's one for you, the Medusa ult, I guess. I don't think you necessarily need that one big ooh spell for Rubik. I think the better situation for Rubik is the one where you can just pick up something casually and use it to really good effect for a while. And they got a lot of spells that are really good for that. The Ogre Ignite when it's stolen is super annoying. The Death Prophet Silence when it gets stolen. Everything Hoodwink has. Everything Hoodwink has is like ungodly when they pick it up.
Ogre Stun is pretty good. Medusa W is actually really good for clearing waves. You can just full clear waves because Medusa Stun deals more damage the further it travels, and Rubik W deals less damage the further it travels, and it balances out to killing the entire wave.
Do you think there's going to be a team fight where Razor gets stunned in the Medusa ult, but he's already got Medusa in his W and he just keeps draining her damage even while being a statue?
Probably. It's a likely situation to happen.
I hope so, because that's funny.
But as good as that matchup may seem, I find a lot of the time Medusa just kills the Razor before any significant amount of damage is dealt.
It's true, he has to be ahead. He has to be on top of things.
Especially with the Death Prophet up his ass, who's just as fast as him, and dealing physical damage through BKB with her ult.
It is a situation wherein I'm not really the big Razor believer this patch. It's been picked quite a few times this season. I don't think it's won yet. It doesn't seem to be all that great. It doesn't go great in my head. If Razor's like really far ahead, he can be really oppressive. Like if this team is already winning, this is like a great win more game for Razor. Like, if Medusa can't kill him, then she's like a ranged creep when she loses all of her damage. I mean, it's really bad. Like, one of the worst heroes to lose all your damage on in the game. And they do have the Death Prophet that is able to kill him, but if he's able to get, like, a substantial amount of head and is able to rely on his team, I think you can get to the situation where it's like you don't really care about her that much. You can just, you know, ignore the silly ghosts and walk away from her when she tries to do other things, because you still have that stupid passive, I believe, where she just gets, like, super slow if she ever tries to life drain you in particular.
Maybe? I don't remember.
Radiant team.
And I guess, if worst comes to worst, if you get, like, a Super Baller Axe Call or a Super Baller Winter Wyvern ult, then the Razor can just, you know, drain all Medusa's damage anyway before she does anything. So, you know, if you can be in that situation.
Is this a Razor 1 or
10
what?
seconds remaining.
I don't know, I assume it's Kitty. I assume it's 2. I don't think BlueJay really... I mean, he plays heroes or likes this, but I don't think he plays this very much. Got a ban on the Anti-Mage and Spectre there. I think that's a good call to get rid of those. They also got rid of most of the big average peen heroes. So that's also pretty good. And by most of the average peen heroes, I mean the average peen heroes. Viper.
They're swapping cores.
I mean, yeah, I guess they are. I guess the Viper is okay here. It's not like an offensive Viper game.
10 seconds remaining.
It's not something Razor really wants to deal with. It
5
goes through the
seconds
Wyvern
remaining.
crap. If Axe can't really kill you in the call, and if you're not in the call and Viper looks at it, it's a bad call. So, kind of awkward for everyone they have so far. Of course, they could just pick somebody up here that completely negates that. I think it's a pretty good looking PL game in particular. Diffie builders in general. This is a very weak team to getting your mana blown up, I think.
True.
Like, Death Prophet doesn't do anything when she's out of mana, and it's not like she's drowning in the stuff. Medusa's life bars her mana, and as I often say, hey John Minecraft, what's big green and does no damage?
Lion.
True, but also Viper when he has no mana, or is silenced, which is when I usually say it. Or they could pick up the Troll Warlord. I guess this is going to be Lansby one here.
No, it still could be BlueJay.
Guess hypothetically so.
It is still BlueJay.
Oh, there you go. Troll Warlord is, I don't think he's in the bottom 5 of the heroes anymore, but he's not far from it.
Yeah.
Probably
he
the
just
worst.
has this terrible habit of getting kited like a motherfucker, and then has nothing to do about it.
And absolute insanity to pick him into Viper. The Troll Warlord versus Viper matchup was already pretty bad before they switched which of his skills has the break on it. Now it's pretty much unplayable, I think. It's, like, awful for him.
I think they picked it for the very favorable Troll Warlord to Medusa matchup, because, frankly, Medusa just gets her ass beat by a Troll Warlord in melee, and there's not an incredible amount she can do about it.
Well, there is an incredible amount that Viper can do to it, because when Viper ults that man, he doesn't do any damage anymore. And that is it's a hard ult to argue with. It goes through BKB, it cannot be purged. Like, the only thing to do is slap a Lincoln's on it. That's it.
Although the Troll Warlord stacks don't fall off the moment they get broken.
That's true.
He will still have 12 stacks, or however many stacks he has, when the break comes through. He will just lose them 4 seconds later.
Yep, that is true. So it is something you got to do in advance. You can't pop it on the Medusa when she's already, like, dead. But if you get it on a Troll Warlord pretty early in a fight, then he cannot win that matchup in the slightest. And if Troll Warlord in any capacity has to sit there for, say, 6 seconds, doing absolutely nothing, which is basically what's going on when he gets Viper-rolled, it's like the ultimate bad skill for him. It's just like, it's just terrible for him in every possible way. It's a massive attack slow, it's a massive move speed slow on a guy who already has being guided issues, and it stops him from getting fervor. I mean, it's like as close to a perfect counter as you can get. Crazy picked it into it. It's a counter I've played. I've played this when it was the break goo on the floor, and even in that era, like the break goo on the floor that you get BKB through, and even in that era, it was just like ungodly. It's like I was just watching Troll Warlord sit there and get like 0 damage off in the entire course of a team fight. And you don't just have that either. You have a guy with a big slow and a big stun who is going to be spamming those throughout the fight. You've got Hoodwink, which is also a very, very nasty hero for Troll Warlord to deal with, has Mischance baked in, has the stupid Acorn, has the Bushwhack, and has, guess what, another break that she can use if you are, say, being very predictable and running in a straight line like you are when you ult.
I think the double break is really good against Razor as well, because Razor's movement speed is based off of a passive, and if you can break that motherfucker, he just turns into a slug, because he has a very, very low base movement speed.
And you also have a hero that is not only very fast and builds a lot of Kaidi-type items, but is also going to have an ability that is going to just constantly wear down your HP when you're in the breath of a fight, and force you to use your ult awkwardly early when you don't really want to. It's just a horrible troll game. It's a horrible troll game, and he's just terrible right now too. Like, this is like a really crazy pick for BlueJay. I don't know what he was saying. That's like the biggest thing in my head. The Lads 1 version of this team, the biggest downside was that Troll Warlord is probably his best Pause 1, and he's like almost unpickable right now. He's even worse than Sven, if you can believe it, statistically anyway. Of course, Autobahn Bismarck believes that Sven low-key slaps, and soon perhaps the stats will reflect that. But either way, yeah, abysmal Troll Warlord game. And it's not the most ideal Medusa game in the world, but doesn't really feel like it's that well answered. Well, I mean, I guess the better way to put it is they have answers to it in a vacuum, but it's like in a real team fight, it doesn't feel like it's really answered. Like, when you have a 5v5, what happens? When it's like everybody's just falling on her head, you know, that's something different. But show with the 1/2 second E.
They put the Viper mid.
Yes.
Oh, I would have liked to honestly see Viper offlane against this troll.
Yeah, probably true, but avgpeen wanted to play it.
Oh,
I think that might be a pool issue. I don't think Peen plays this DP guy. That's kind of the.
I don't know if they needed to like per se change where the people were playing or like what hero was playing what hero. They could have just sent avgpeen.
I don't know, FireX Joe has not really impressed me in lane. I feel like if you run him DP mid against one of the better mids this season, he might get a little squished. He's just going to go in on the Viper here, but doesn't get all that much done. Is going to at least have the 43 static length for a little while. Do worry a bit in the early goings as well for the DP, even in a more neutral environment, even when it's like somebody that I feel like isn't just kind of destined to lose the lane by default. I do feel like early on, she's a slow hero with a bad auto attack.
When did they slow Death Prophet down?
Right now. She's very slow until she gets more levels.
Oh, did they make it a passive? They did. Okay, because Death Prophet used to have a 325 base movement speed.
Nope,
she was zooming.
She is not no zoomer no more. She did still get first blood though. Oh, she got an assist for first blood anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, Haywire Gorilla got the actual kill. That threw me off so hard. My brain had to reset there when I was like, "Wait, what actually happened? What actually transpired in that series of events?" And then you got the third kill there. I don't know why that just shell shocked me. I was very much not expecting it, I guess. But 2 kills so far for Radiant, 1 kill for the Dire. They've knocked out the Ogre Magi, who got a quick return when he came back up on the Rubik. Swing and a miss on the... Uh-oh, Medusa overcommitting to this fight. She does not have this kind of ability to tank this yet. 9 HP. Oh my god. That was very, very close there. Medusa walking away with 9 HP, no mana at all.
I almost would have liked to
down.
see Razor dive her under tower, because a single auto attack would have won that. Would have killed her.
Well, Razor was mid at the moment. But yeah,
Whatever
Axe being
hero's
more
name
aggressive
is.
there, I think, would have been awesome. I think
Rubik.
even if he didn't actually get in her face, the creeps were following her, so he could have gotten a battle hunger off there. I think that would have done it.
The Rubik was chasing. A single auto attack would have killed.
Also true. But the Rubik was good. Rubik was coming over here to be mean to the Viper. Come on. They really don't want this average peen guy to have anything looks like a game. Like, they just immediately called the Rubik here again.
I don't like this Viper's skill build if this is what he was going for. He was going for a stack.
Yeah, you don't
just maxed out Nether Toxin, because then he could just push out the wave mid with his W, then walk to the stack, push out the stack.
I mean, you get the poison attack AoE thing now, so. I guess
True,
that's what
but
he's
it's not
thinking
the
about.
same. It's only when the poison attack expires. And it's got a lower radius than Nether Toxin.
Yeah, then at camp, it's pretty much going to be okay. It is probably better to get it with another toxin, but I guess if you want to like not sack your lane to do it, if you want to actually be able to compete
think
with
it's
a
sack the
Razor
lane.
instead of having to just drop the nether toxin on it and leave.
Is under attack.
Which is perfectly fine, because Razor cannot farm creep camps the same way you would, and you would just get ahead in last hits and net worth. That counts as a winning lane, because Razor's a very hard hero to actually lane against, even for a Viper. Because
Seen
this
here.
shit just happens. Yeah. Pictured, colorized. So if you just push out the wave with your W, walk over here, farm this, walk back to lane, push it out again, walk over here, farm this, I think you are happy doing that.
I think I think average peen is in the awkward situation. Well, that's certainly not happening now, but you don't need to just win because you're Viper. It doesn't mean that much, right? You need the Razor to not win. He's going to be okay. Both the cores and the side lanes dying while I'm looking at this and thinking about this. By the way, you really ideally want Razor to lose. Like, you don't want to win the lane. You need Razor to lose the lane more. I think. Oh my God! Can you guys stop? Only get kills when I'm looking at you. That's the rule.
I was watching that entire procession.
Dire's top tower
BlueJay
is
tried
under
to help his support by attacking the Death Prophet, and the Death Prophet went, ooh, look, target.
Target.
Radiant structures are
Yeah,
fortified.
the BlueJay going down there, having a generally a comparatively pretty rough lane. I mean, he's not really that far down. I've noticed Fiery X Show is really, you know, speaking of comfort, doesn't seem to be that comfortable on the DP, as is like undershooting a lot. Like,
It's kind of kicking ass right now, honestly. This troll is not getting a whole lot. We keep
like
trading,
still
man.
passing her. That's kind of the thing.
Keep trading. You have the spell. You took your Q, use it. Nope, okay.
Oh, you meant Vi? I was like, what? Just TP? Just throw more Qs
No,
or?
Viper.
And Brion comes in for the Bottle Crow.
Yep, and a heal.
Again, just
Viper
really,
coming
really oppressive towards the Viper, and it'd be really sad for Viper if it wasn't for the fact that all the Viper needs to do this game is just hit on.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
in. Yeah.
So I think I think this is a situation where it's like kind of the opposite of last game. In the last game, putting the thumb down on the sniper, I think, was the best possible outcome. But besides Razor getting a little further ahead, I think you'd really want to clamp down on the side lanes more here. Like, you're way more worried about the Deuce. Just gets in to cover their TPs.
Everyone TP's bottom. They may as well come here and get the tower now, if they're all
Yeah.
down here. If anybody leaves. Oh, Death Prophet, the one with Exo running. runs away.
Yeah.
I guess they're not getting that tower.
Not only leaving, but TPing home. Again, I get this funny feeling. I don't know. Has that little platinum icon by his hero up there? As he's clearly played it before. Maybe he just hasn't done it in a long time. I don't know. I have noticed. I think
Is
maybe
that the-
Fiery Joe took a
Is that the platinum or the silver
Radiant's
icon?
middle tower is
I think it's
under
platinum.
attack.
Because they're relatively similar in stature.
It looks the same as the Haywire Gorilla Hoodwinks badge, and I would trust that's probably a platinum badge. But I believe there's a decent chance Fire
that
X
is
Show
the-
took a long.
That is the silver badge.
Okay. Took a long break from Dota. I mean, there was a match, I don't recall if you were there for that, when he was playing Abaddon, he was building like the like Silence Abaddon build, where you get like the Manta blink.
I don't think I was there for it.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, that was a live game, so yeah. He did that. He was like building the old like Echo Saber Manta style Abaddon. BlueJay very quickly realizing what's up here. Brion takes the gank. It's kind of like walking back like he wants to do something, but like, no, bro, just leave. We got nothing to do
Radiant's
here.
middle tower is under attack.
Everybody on Radiant is here. They're kind of countering. Radiant's kind of trying to do the same play as they did last game, with the exception of leaving Dusa out of it instead of Hurt Sound leading the charge on the Wraith King. But they're trying to go for these very aggressive, very team-oriented early games again, right? This time, it feels like the Dire was like expecting it more, because they're definitely playing it a lot better around it. The Radiant are getting kills, but it's just the supports over and over. 5 of the 7 kills are just on the supports, on the Rubik, on the Wyvern. They're not actually getting any of these cores who are just fleeing town the moment things get bad, except for Razor, who nobody's actually really tried to touch yet. Who's also AFK right now.
Waiting to see if Viper steps out of place.
Yeah, there we go. And is now moving bot. Exo out on the tower this time.
Yo, they're hitting tower. Let's go. Love to see it.
Haste Rune on the Razor's gonna charge into this. A bit of a brave charge. I don't see it working out, but it's at least gonna scare them away from this tower. Maybe too much. They're just... The only person who's there is Razor. 4 people are running away. Profound effect from that Viper from the last game, I guess.
Team would have followed. Oh, they're smoking. Let's go. Death Prophet's about to gain her entire health bar back.
Middle tower is under attack.
Yep. Pax is about to call nothing, and subsequently die. It's shot
got
by
shot.
the Hoodwink ult.
What a terrible phenomenon for that guy.
Oh.
Oh,
I didn't see what
Oh.
happened there.
a Viper did the thing where he pressed the ultimate and then just sat there clicking, and he won the fight eventually.
Wow. Yeah, that is a... If thinking about it, that is a really bad matchup for Razor, isn't it? Because Viper does damage that doesn't care about how much damage is stolen.
Yep.
So I guess avgpeen figured that out too. So that's kind of like a bad thing. It felt like their hopes this game were really... Because the troll's like a non. Like, unless... like, I'm just going to say it now. Again, I hate to... Because I was kind of giving them grief last week unduly. Just because I wanted the team they were facing to get a nice win. But, like... It really will have to be an act of throw for the Radiant to lose this if the Razor gets the cap put on them, right? Like, if they can consistently deal with them in a way like that, then it's like, the troll shouldn't be a factor at all. Like, this guy should not have a game. This guy could farm free his entire life, and he still shouldn't have a game, right? Like, it's just horrible. Like, I heard you making a sharp inhale there, but, like, troll versus Vibro Hoodwink Ogre, like, forget about the Medusa. That's the rest of the lineup, you know what I mean?
No, I wasn't talking about that.
So they got a
wasn't
non-starter for the Pause
that.
1, and the Pause 3 has, like, not really gone anywhere so far, and isn't in a great game either. I mean, who do you kill and call in this game, right? Like, nobody.
Maybe Viper, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Dire's top
And
tower
that's only
is
for
under
like the
attack.
next 10 minutes. Maybe, depending on what Viper builds. But going Hurricane first item is a step in the right direction towards getting tanky enough to survive a single call, while also not having enough attack speed to kill yourself.
BlueJay has one part of his Manta style. He'll have the Claymore soon, at least. He is pushing up the back right now. Radiant mostly ahead.
Razor going Orchid.
Makes sense. This is a very cast-dependent team. It's gonna force some BKBs in particular. And like, Viper doesn't like to do that. Like, Viper would really prefer if he just didn't have to do that crap, you know?
Dire's bottom
Rubik's going to waste a
Razzle.
little bit of time. Still going to go down. Kitty is nuts going into that. Just walks right into the Exo with no HP and dies. BlueJay
Yeah.
pops ult to pursue. Try to get something going on here. Might get this Ogre. Yep, he is going to get the Ogre. Well, that's all he's going to get for this. Still something. It's more than he would have gotten otherwise, I guess.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Medusa gets to eat the bot T1 for free. Has a Falcon Blade. Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say, nobody took this Wisdom Rune on Radiant, but now it's 14 minutes, so that would be why.
It's just spawned, yeah. If there was 2 of them, I'd agree with you.
Arcade's going to take this Wisdom. Anyway, Gorilla going to take the other, so that would be Rubik and Hoodwink for those of you at home. We're making some stacks in the triangle here. Better be careful with it. BlueJay is going to come in here to try and do them pretty quickly. They definitely don't want this to get invaded. If the Radiant invades that, it's really bad. They're a really good team for doing them, and you don't really want to throw even more money into their pocket, you know?
Medusa's
But he is going to do them pretty quick. Rubik got split shot, wow.
I forgot that's a toggleable thing you can steal now. What a useless steal. Well, let me slow push a wave by auto-attacking it to death as Rubik.
Axe is a pig. He's just going to TP away. Man, it really sucks to be Axe right now. Like, you really don't want to be in the situation where you've got the one-man army and you're still having to skip town when when the enemy pos 3 is around you.
Dire placing wards like they're gonna play bottom and then running top.
Yeah, just in reaction to seeing these guys up here.
Razor, Rubik.
Yep, Razor has Arcane as well, so he's going to be casting things really quick here. He's going to miss the first hula hoop. Ogre Magi is going to try and take the quick way home. Does not actually get out as TP gets interrupted. And DP very quickly follows here in this 2v4. So the Wink was vaguely running towards that, but...
I thought Razor was going for an Orchid. It actually turned out to be getting a Mage Slayer.
I see.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
not bad
both are
either.
pretty decent this game.
Yeah. I think Mage Slayer a bit of a shell, so this is going to be a little bit unreliable in that aspect. Your Razor's attack speed broadly is not that fast, but at least I think you're locking down. I think it applies to the
Razor
attacks
really
you do in your static link.
Oh yeah. That counts. That's just an attack. Razor really likes the attack speed because it increases the attack speed during static link. So you can just link somebody, run after them, and you're attacking them significantly faster.
That should help.
With those pair of kills, Radiant is suddenly playing a much safer looking game.
Dire's bottom
Oh,
tower is under
they're
attack.
like, oh shit, a Razor. Gotta run.
Yep. They're kind of going like back to lane phase here in a way. Like avgpeen, I don't think has left mid this entire game so far.
I don't believe so. Here
Rubik
he
gets
is, back
the
again.
artist formerly known as Break Goo, all one level of it.
Nether Toxin.
Yep, level 1 Nether Toxin, exactly what he wanted to get.
Which is a bit of a curious thing as to why Rubik can steal that spell, because it's not a spell, it's just an innate feature that, you know, snakes have. This one just happens to have wings.
It's true. The DP is going to walk into the axe again, but this time she turns around. And actually casually walks away. They're just both doing camps! 2 ships passing the night. Medusa has not discovered this attack move functionality yet, and just sent Mantas to just walk to their
Radiant's
fountain.
bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah. Where else would you want them to go?
Well, it's not a go thing necessarily, it's more of what you want to happen when they get there. DP is cashing a check. I don't know if she can really pay for it. Nope. She's going to very quickly turn around. At least does not lose the Exo. Yep. Did get a Spirit Siphon off in time. Pro tip, when you're DP and you're facing Rubik, always keep bats for like right after your Exo. I don't care how safe you think you are. I don't care if you don't think he's within a mile. Unless you can literally see him on the map somewhere else. Hold some bats to throw immediately after you pop ult. Red Sound is here for this. I don't know if he really should be. We've got a Vern ult on nothing at all. Just hits Viper alone. Razor comes in, is going to take DP's damage, is going to lose. She's going to lose very much of it, but he's not really going to be able to actually do anything much with it.
Dire structures.
Yeah, he just kind of had to turn around and walk away. The Dyer's T2 is going to live, but only just from the fact that it is lift. Troll Warlord, I think, is doomed. I think no matter what happens here, yeah, he's dead. Axe just got the deuce, so that's a pretty big kill. They can get it, and it looks very gettable. Haywire Gorilla running for the hills. That's a shame. If Haywire Gorilla had actually stayed, I think he would have at least been able to kill the Axe before going down, and he went down too anyway. Bad fight there for the Radiant. They really orchestrated that kind of poorly, unfortunately, for them.
Yeah.
3k gold changes hands for the Dire, mostly going to the support line, funnily enough. Radiant also actually makes 900 gold off of those 2 kills on the Troll Warlord and the Razor, who are the majority stakeholders in this team. I don't think Hearthsound should be here like at all. Like, Hearthsound should not be part of these shenanigans. Guy has a Manta style, and that's it, right? Like, this is not... And if you're gonna play like this, you can't pick Medusa, you know? Very, like, way too aggressively positioned, way too early. Like, at a few items, maybe. And he did survive the Troll Warlords, that's good, but like... Yick. Troll Warlord going for a BKB here, which will protect him from the Ogre stuff and the Bushwhack, and I think that's... Oh, and the DP Silence, I guess. I think that's literally it. Oh, I guess the Medusa Snake, as much as that matters. Me popping BKB for Medusa Snake, that's a good use of my 9 seconds, right?
My eye expands.
Viper's going for a very quick shard, as we've seen my cast before. Death Prophet is so tall, says Games and Pizza. Is she? I don't know. I think I would... Mentally, I estimate I would probably be taller than Death Prophet in real life. Sorry to disappoint any tall Death Prophet fans. They're gonna catch the... They're not gonna catch the Rubik. Axe is going to tell the DP to get some. She's gonna be okay. Another one-man ult onto the Viper from the Winter of Burn accomplishes nothing, but that useless Viper ult doesn't do anything either. DP is now deep in trouble here. Is going to find her way out. Razor takes a little damage, a lot of damage actually on the side here. BlueJay sneaking in to try and get something going on here is going to get the Viper, just gets caught out there. Everyone's just right-clicking for the DP with the EXO, that's kind of funny. Axe call whiffs. Takes quite a bit of damage in response. You know, I noticed something in that fight. DP didn't use the Veil of Discord. Oh, they caught the Medusa, who was, like, close to here for some bizarre reason. I'm not the biggest fan of that, for some reason. Axe gets a call on the Death Prophet, who just, you know, he just gets rooted and dies. Troll Warlord is broken before he's actually even hit anybody. Troll Warlord is actually likely about to die. Yep, goes down before Viper even finishes the TP. And Viper, don't ult supports! That's useless! It just gave Rubik your ult!
Which is
Oh,
coincidentally
no, baby.
very good against Viper.
Yeah. He was in fact died of it as a result. No, 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 baby. This is all wrong. Oh no, at least they're gonna kill the Razor before they
I
drop.
was gonna say, I don't think Medusa can die here.
Gonna turn and fight.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Kinda
To-
wins.
Distract as the DP comes in from the back, and Rubik still killed her.
Eventually,
Oh,
but
sad.
it was a good turn.
Dire's bottom tower is
Yeah.
under attack.
Oh no, she died with wand charges! Oh, cringe.
No. The wand came off cooldown right after she
Okay.
died.
Okay. It's fine.
I was watching that specifically.
Did DP use Veil that time? I wasn't
I
watching
have
that.
no idea.
You know, I think so. But yeah. Yeah, this is a situation, these Viper ults. This Viper ult is so big, you cannot afford to drop it. You can't just ult a support in the middle of the fight as Viper.
Or
That does
Rubik,
not work.
too.
Yeah.
What is holding a Rubik got ulted and then walked away because nobody did anything about the ulted Rubik.
Well, yeah, of course not. You know, you have much bigger problems than that. Like, you just like the Razor, you know. Razor's got a pretty good passive, right? It gives him 40% slow when you hit him with stuff. It gives him a better ult, right? Like,
Also, his N8 just giving him level % movement speed.
Dire's middle tower is under
and it
attack.
is breakable, yeah. So, you know, you slow this guy down a lot when you do that to him. You can't be hitting the supports. Wyvern's going to finally get one. She got Medusa in that ult with the Viper, and as a result is going to leave just fine. Medusa, very close to a Eye of Scotty, is currently highest on the net worth chart. Razor in second place is going for a second pair of boots here, wants to get boots of travel next. Was going to get it earlier, I believe stopped to pick up the Manta style. Troll Warlord has got his Battle Fury and it's got his Yasha, and is sitting next to 2 bounty runes, and I'm going to report him if he doesn't. Okay, there we go. He's going to get a BKB next, which is the same unfortunate situation as the average team was in the last game, where the BKB is not going to actually make him live stuff. It's just going to make him maybe get a kill before he goes down. And the Axe is building pretty typical. I don't really know I didn't know the BKB was for on the Troll. I know even less on the Axe. He's really not that concerned with anything they have to do to him.
Lots of stuns.
That's true, but on the other hand, well, they don't really have lots of stuns, do they? They have the Ogre stun and they have the Bushwhack, and that's it. I guess the Medusa ult when it happens, but the BKB doesn't exactly stop that.
True, but the Ogre stun is on a 5-second cooldown. Or sorry, it's an 8-second cooldown.
That's true, but it's not like you really care, like, the second time. Like, you care if an Ogre stun interrupts your blink call, and if he stuns you when you've already called and got your play mail out, like, who cares? Really, I mean...
calling for a tower here, saying, hey, we should hit this large structure that's got 304 health.
I think if you're in a situation like this, for X, you really just, I think, would prefer to have more oomph in your call. You'd really prefer to get started on that crazy battle hunger build. You know, you can get it to do like over 1,000 DPS with only a couple of items right now. It's nuts.
They're wrapping around on the bottom.
Yeah, the dire supports are in trouble, but only the supports. Again, they just cannot find a core in these compromising positions to save their lives. Oh, the cores are coming to them. The Troll Warlord is going to be walking on the Hoodwink here, while Hoodwink's team is busy going on the Rubik.
Viper's in a compromising position.
No, he's not. Medusa was ulting right behind him. Now it's actually Troll in the really compromising position, but they're not even going to pretend he exists. They're just going to turn around and get the Razor, which is probably the smarter play, honestly.
How did Death Prophet get on the cliff? Rubik left it flat. Makes sense.
What?
Rubik lifted.
Yes.
Rip Ogrim guy.
Yep, got the Wyvern ult there. Medusa's still making, like, ult particles here.
No detection on the
Come
entirety
and get it,
of...
says Axe, who just chops the Hoodwink down.
Unfortunately, no detection on either Radiant support there causes this Death Prophet to be literally invincible with just a Glimmer Cape.
Of course, without a support line and pretty low gas in the tank, they all decide to just turn around here. Scotty's now dumb for the Dusa. It's not really showing me a very good fight recap here. Everybody's got Glimmer Cape, everybody's going to be building this item forever now. They're building it on like P1s right now in higher level play. Gonna catch the Viper out here.
Goes to show
It'll
you
take a
how broken.
while to actually get rid of him. And the Dire smell the blood here. They walk right past this ward. Now all these guys are in pretty bad trouble.
That ward's been there this entire time. It's been there since the last
Medusa
fight.
ults is not going to get anyone with it.
It was to try to save the death.
Death Prophet, as it turns out, maybe didn't. Okay, is going to need the saving after all at this rate. But so is Troll Warlord, who's going to take a dirt nap here. Now it's Dusa versus Razor. She got rooted by her own skill there. Razor stole all the damage in the world here, so she's completely screwed. At least she stopped the Culling Blade from that thing. 0 Culling Blades so far.
No, he got one last fight. He's had a couple, actually.
He doesn't have any stacks of it. Oh, he does. Never mind, never mind. I forgot they changed the icon for stacks of Culling Blade.
Yeah, they
It used to just be the actual icon.
As well.
Yeah, that's true.
Because now it's all kills give him armor. Culling Blade just gives it 3 times as much armor.
And Dark Ace gets tipped.
Yeah.
Radiant's bottom tower
Again.
is under attack.
The coordination factor of the avgpeen team had started strong. It's just starting to look really lacking. The way they split after that fight, Viper in particular going to a pretty dangerous area, then they all get caught under a ward that it's like you had to at least suspect, surely, if you just had a team fight down there, right?
It was there before the team fight last time.
Yeah.
Been there for the full 4 minutes up until this point.
Dire's structures are fortified.
It's not like they're
Radiant's
out
bottom tower has
by
fallen.
any stretch of the imagination. They're at a pretty bad-looking deficit, but they can bridge this gap easily. I think basically at any point, you know, now or later, Dire is in danger if the Radiant gets to have, like, a good fight. Like, if they get to put all the pieces together, use the right skills on the right people, which is something they've been having trouble with both this game and the last. If they're able to get the right kills on the right people at the right times in the fight, I think that, like, at any point, the Radiant are probably favored. Like, if the execution factor comes together and they do it right, the Radiant are basically always favored to win fights. I don't think there's any point where that's no longer true.
What do you think the chance of Hoodwink out-farming one of his cores again this game is?
Well, he's already getting pretty
last?
dangerously close to the Viper.
Yeah. Axe call in the mid wave. For no effect. Troll Warlord alone in the top lane, but has a BKB and passive line. And is all looking hard to kill.
Apparently, DP was tall on the hero select screen. Mystery solved. So many bounty runes. Stacks of bounty runes getting collected this game. Oh, two mines gonna meet here. Hoodwink gets caught by the axe. A solar crafting on the Haywire Gorilla gives him a little bit more time. We're gonna pop the Exo here, but they don't actually have a way to catch. Okay, they got a way to catch somebody now. They got the Troll Warlord there. They tried to get the Yules on him. They didn't actually get to do that though. Okay, there we go. That's better. The Viper strike comes out on the axe this time, which still isn't the most ideal target, but hey, at least it's something. He is going to die pretty quickly though, due to the person he probably should have ulted instead, the Razor, who's kind of 1v5ing this fight.
No, Dark Ace carried the shit out of that fight. He stole both Medusa ult and Viper ult this fight.
That's also true, yeah.
Without that, that fight goes terribly bad. But the Medusa ult stunned both the Medusa, the Death Prophet, and I think the Viper. I might be wrong.
Yeah, I noticed he got the Viper ult. I did not notice the Medusa ult getting caught.
It was a very timely Medusa ult.
The wrong target gets hit by the Yules there, even if Axe had not called that immediately. It was still, you know, you're still going to get slowed by that Razor passive there.
Passive. Active.
No, it's E. The Razor E thing when you target him with something.
Well, that too.
That's what I meant. He just hits you with that, and now you're really slow and crap. You lose 40% of your move.
Does being targeted by an item count as being targeted by a spell? Because it says specifically when targeted by a spell.
I believe it does, yeah.
I would assume so. It's just not very clear wording.
That's classic. I think I've talked before. Like Randy was the first one to mention. Imagine explaining.
WoW Classic.
Imagine explaining to a brand new player the difference between magic damage and spell damage, right? Like that. It's just madness looking.
Technically the same thing.
The Troll Warlord gonna do a quick. Well, I was gonna say solo Roche. Brion is also here for moral support.
And like 20 damage a right click.
Yeah.
And healing.
True.
And the solar pressed item.
Take it. Minute.
The other team doesn't know what's happening. It's green.
Fallen to the dire.
Troll,
And the other team wasn't really even doing anything in that time either. They were kind of gathering for a smoke play on nothing. So
I would like
it's not
them
like
to
they were
continue
using-
walking down mid here, but they all just decided to back off. They had a perfectly good path down the mid lane.
They're looking at Razor. They're gonna walk right into him. He is like super dead.
He is probably negative, yeah.
Yeah.
Death Prophet having a shard.
Yep. Axe comes in
Nice
for the
Axe
call on the DP and the Viper. Troll Warlord's going to follow him, but just gets stunned immediately before he does anything. He's going on the DP now. He's just going to exo through the opening
He
part
can't
of
be
this
on the-
damage. Viper is gone.
He could be on the first life and ult for BlueJay there.
Yeah, he's going to get through the Death Prophet. So that's the good news. Team better win this in the next few seconds. Oh no, they're not even going to try and continue
Kill
this.
him again. Then might.
He just
Nah,
loses like a quarter of his HP before he does literally anything on his second life. That looked bad for the Radiant, but in reality it was 2 for 3.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
The Razor, the Axe, and the
Dire's
First
top
Life and the
tower
Troll
is
Warlord,
fallen.
and they got the top T2 because a Catapult killed it when everyone was looking away. Very
Did
sad.
they kill the Hoodwink of that fight? No.
No. It was just the DP and the Viper. That's it. 2,309 gold swing towards the Radiant. Pretty good outcome for the Aegis fight, I must say.
Yeah, kind of ineffective Aegis.
Butterfly now up on the Medusa. MKB is the next item for Troll Warlord, so there's that at least.
Honestly,
Well,
getting an Axe and stealing Mystic Snake on Rubik would be like an insanely good play.
Probably. Ogre Magi, look how much money Ogre Magi has saved up right now. That man has a fortune in his pocket. Buy items, my friend.
Saving up for a Hex and buyback.
Yeah, it's true. Just buy the entire Hex at once. Oh, that'll show him.
Yeah. No, it's
E-Blade. Not a bad idea. Just an instant save for somebody with Troll Warlord, and the amount of items Troll Warlord needs to have to deal with the nonsense is like growing more and more and more. Like he needs the Lincolns for the Viper ult, he needs the MKB for the Butterfly, he needs Nullifier for the Ghost Scepter into the E-Blade that's coming out soon, right? Like he has many
Although
things.
the
he has to
Razor
get through.
could buy the Nullifier.
It's true. Razor could get that. But
getting
does it
Butterfly.
look like this Razor's going to buy Nully? Oh, hi, Rubik. Very casually walking onto the Viper here. Max call. Takes 2 here. Gets the double Battle Hunger on the Viper, who dies immediately. That's kind of what I was talking about earlier, that double
Unfortunately,
Battle
a
Hunger.
very ineffective Medusa ult, and then she
Yeah.
decided to try to chase the Troll Warlord.
Goose is now rooted. Now stunned.
actually
Death Prophet
so
is
much.
only now showing up.
Uh,
But this is looking like a win. Troll Warlord ults to kill illusions. Kind of one of these issues with the Troll Warlord hero here. And he's going to go down after a while. But so is
Medusa
Medusa.
was still alive. This
The mutual suck. The mutual suck. The last second Lotus Orb is going to save Brion's
Razor's
life.
real good at Death Prophet.
Yeah.
Going Sange and Yasha on the Death Prophet.
That was the satanic reveal on the Razor.
I would like to see a
Radiant's
BKB,
top
sir.
tower is under attack.
I know.
Death Prophet.
Well, at the very least, I don't think it turns that particular fight anyway.
Maybe, maybe not. I don't know.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Still a very good item.
Maybe, well, he gets most of a T3 here.
Just over half. And then,
Oh, they're probably going to get more, I figure. There's still plenty of time for the course come back up. Well, they're not interested in further chip damage. They want to go push in men instead.
Viper's on speed.
It's true. Big, oh, what the
It's a big flapper.
John Minecraft, could you look in Rubik's inventory for me real quick?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna check.
That was a very
for the
casual response to seeing that.
Yeah, it's for the Troll Whirler. There you go.
Oh my god, you're right. Yeah, I thought he was just the most baller Rubik ever. I thought he was gonna make some goddamn use of that split shot.
Oh,
That would have been awesome. But no, he's just buying it for the Troll Warlord, which makes sense, I guess. He has his MKB finished now, going for a Basher next.
That Moonshard put his net worth above the Medusa's, funnily
Yeah,
enough.
that's true.
Taking it
Shouts
from
to
his
Dark Ace.
support. Giving
What
it
a
to his
thief.
teammate.
Robber BlueJay.
Robbing the top net worth spot from the fucking Medusa.
Speaking of the Medusa Ag, she has now bought that.
It's a good item.
Yeah, especially in this game. Well, the Troll Warlord can't fly for a little while. Troll Warlord can't live. Okay, there we go. He's gonna hold. He's gonna take the, use the Satanic to get his HP back. He's going to take the, not Satanic, he's gonna use his ult to get his HP back, rather. He's gonna take the Ogre Magi and then do nothing else and then die, and then, so does Razor. Uh-oh.
Unfortunately, well, I guess, unfortunately for the Dire team, relatively useless Medusa ult into a really good team fight for them because they couldn't kill the Medusa. Because the Troll Warlord got locked onto the Hoodwink, who managed to deforest an entire forest. He managed a series of deforestation due to her innate dodging attacks to trees, and then lived.
They're gonna try and find the Dire up here, but it's really not going to be easy. They're going to drop the Medusa, courtesy of, or not the Medusa, they're going to drop the Hoodwink, courtesy of the...
Oh, how lucky Medusa got.
Yeah. And they're going to accomplish nothing. If they had just not chased this team into the jungle at all, they would have lost one person left and been able to get some chip on the T3.
Yeah.
Usually going for Shard next. Has that queued up. They're going to try and do Tormentor, see if she can swing it. I don't think she can. I don't think... Yeah, nobody on this team has Shard. Literally not one person. Viper had a queued earlier. What happened, avgpeen? I was making the joke about how you have seen my cast. Get your goddamn Shard. You have a Medusa, you maniac. Hey, John Minecraft, you know what happens if you get this Viper who, like, demolishes your armor with his Shard, and then Medusa hits you, like, one time? You know what happens when that happens? Death. Death ensues. You know what happens if you blow up a tower's armor when it's getting hit with an exo? Death happens.
That happens, does it? Okay.
Please,
I
get
feel
your
like this would
Shards,
be a
kids.
very good nosedive game. Okay, he's good. He's going for it. Good. I was gonna say, it's a melee core. Good nosedive.
Bad news about Nosedive.
Well,
It doesn't disarm anymore.
that's fine. It's an attack slow.
Radiant are scanning.
It's an insanely good attack and movement speed slow.
Well, it's an attack and move speed slow.
That's what I
I would
just
hesitate to call it insanely good, but it is at least one of those.
said. Corrosive Skin applies 4 times the attack speed slow to enemies that are within 500 distance of Viper, which would then be a what's that number? Fucking 128 attack speed slow.
Radiant's top tower.
That's
is
true,
under
but
attack.
also there's like one person that you really care about getting that on, and you also just get rid of his attack by existing, so
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
at least you get the movement speed slow, though. They saw this Ogre Magi, both teams posturing around Roche, who's not even home. 4-man smoke on the Dire. Not many smokes this series, really, but 4-man smoke on the Dire here. It's gonna get just kind of broken immediately by the Viper wandering into it.
Radiant's top tower.
Going to call on its head. They're gonna accidentally get the DP too. This is a huge call, way bigger than they realize. Razor gets caught in the Dusa ult, though. It's looking pretty bad. Exo coming out. Viper broken, silenced. Dusa. Yeah. Nobody cares, dude. Do something. That was crazy. Everybody just abandoned the Medusa there.
I don't think she got abandoned. She just died anyway.
Is under attack.
The only one that did any abandoning was the Hoodwink.
I guess, in terms of physical presence, yeah, but like, Medusa just stood still and took it, and, like, wasn't rooted, mind you. Just stood still and took it. The supports just kind of, like, everyone was just so distracted by Razor. I mean, it's like I said, just because it's, like, countered by your draft doesn't mean it's just countered by default, right? Like, the Troll Warlord just got to walk up to Medusa's back and do whatever he wanted, and nothing came of it. Like, nothing stopped him at all, and Deuce died. Which, that cannot happen in these fights.
Yeah, with his MKB, he kind of just demolishes his Medusa in melee range once he gets there.
It was like a great moment in Pause 3 Razor history. They just took literally all the team's heat and didn't even die, and so everybody else just got to operate just completely fine.
Yeah, what's it called? Wyvern just clicked the heal button on the Razor, and the Razor went back to like 40% health.
Is under attack.
And this time they're for sure going to get this T3. They're not even going to glyph for it. They're not going to glyph for the rocks either. Somebody hit the button. Okay, there we go.
A little late, but sure.
Hoodwink goes for a shot. I was going to say 7-10 split goes right down the middle. It was actually a 7-10 split, and then it hit a guy in the concession stand. Sniped the Wyvern in the back. Axe Call does nothing, but the Viper ult isn't going to do anything either. And then he's just going to die in the Wyvern ult.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. We're used to going for a Daedalus and a Rapier.
Yeah, I guess so.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Might as well at this point. Next time she dies, it's game anyway, so. Going to have a little scuffle with the Troll Warlord here. Keeps getting hit with her own little E from the Rubik. Let's exchange it out. Yeah, this is like looking really over all of a sudden. Oh no, Medusa's able to barely slip out, but doesn't really look any less over, frankly.
Yeah. Reserves an egg, so target the villain now. Troll still has the Aegis.
Hypothetically speaking, this game isn't gone yet, but it is really rough looking at this juncture. It does not look terribly likely. It's a very unfortunate situation for the avgpeen game, because at the top I made the indirect blame, saying if they lost this game, they'd have nobody but themselves to blame. And if that's true, and I believe it is true, there's going to be some very interesting flame coming at the end of this game.
I wouldn't even call it flaming. That's just, if they lost this game, it's only their own fault. It's true.
Well, I mean, that's not the flame part. What's going to be flame is how I'm going to run it down after the end of the game. But now you're lining up for the final push-up here on T3.
Radiant's top tower is under
Troll
attack.
Warlord going to hit the tower one time just to show who's boss. Before he starts sitting in an earnest, he does in fact have his satanic. I thought he had it earlier, but no, he's just regening that much HP off his ult in that particular fight. Lotus Orb is going to hit the poor Ogre Magi.
80%, even higher. It's like half a satanic.
It was a tough uphill here. Last few times they've been uphill, there's not been fights in the course of it. It's, you know, they take people out and then they go uphill. This Lotus Orb. Troll Warlord just died. That's his Aegis.
Yeah.
He just died and he might spawn. Okay, he did spawn. Look at the Medusa. Just immediately had to run away there. It's a great Lavernal. Goodbye, Viper.
Medusa sold her boots for a rapier.
And she
So
did,
she
yes.
died in the game. But she does
did
a
kill
lot
the
of damage
troll.
now. Hit
And
these
there goes her... Nope, never mind. That stupid Winter of Vern. There we go. Nope, the Brazier's gonna get out because Medusa just kept getting chain stunned. That's funny.
Yeah, by the
Radiant's
Wyvern
middle tower
and that
is under
25
attack.
talent with the stun on when Splinter passed. That's stupid.
So the Radiant
Oh,
lived
yeah.
for another day. Medusa has the rapier. She did sold 2 items actually to get that thing. I don't know what the
As
other
I said,
thing
it
was.
her boots and her falcon blade.
Okay, it was a Falcon Blaze. It's not really a big loss, but she's getting another rapier. Okay. Really wants to put it away. This is like the first time. I don't think we've seen another rapier this season so far, even in like the super long games. No, that's not true. We saw one. We saw Kingfisher get one. That's a.
I honestly think a Daedalus might give her more damage than a rapier, but you do you, Bill. Or even an MKB, just so you can hit the troll while he's in your face, spinning axes and shit. Because that is a 60% miss chance. Just saying. Also, this Razor has a butterfly. You can't even hit him. Yeah, get an MKB, my dear.
Razor also has a refresher orb. That's his newest item.
That's normal.
Troll still holding on the Satanic here. Is saving for
Here's another thing
buyback.
about MKB. MKB damages people through the frozen shit that Wyvern does. Because it's magic damage. More arguments for getting an MKB over literally any other item, including Boots of Travel 1.
Yeah, she's already very sick and tired of being the slowest moving thing in the universe. You saw her just like amble down the lane at an unacceptably slow speed. Viper is still working on this Axe. Like, this guy really fell off the face of the earth at this point. This guy really doesn't mean anything. Hoodwink is in fact not going to outfarm any of her core. She's in fact in last place.
The Ogre might. Actually, no, it was the Phoenix last game, and Phoenix was 5. This is the same guy that... Yeah. It was the 5 then, never mind.
Yeah. There you go.
So...
Yeah, Ogre might. He's dangerously close to the Viper at this point. Not really that far behind the...
One good Midas and he's ahead again. On the Ogre.
Especially considering Viper is just kind of... Me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. How do you draw?
Hold control.
Oh, there it is. I was trying to do it on
You
the
woke
map
up.
and it wasn't working.
Radiant's curse
Can they see us
has
drawing?
been
No.
killed.
At least to God, I hope not, but I don't think so, no. Can you imagine, though? I believe we can also... No, you cannot draw on the minimap in this mode. You can only do that if you're an actual player in the game.
Ping the minimap though.
Yeah, that's true. Oh no, you can't ping the minimap.
No, you can.
I can't. What's the deal? This isn't fair. I can ping the main map.
You just have to drag click.
Who won game 1? That would be the BlueJay team.
The BlueJay team. And a game, again, they should have lost.
Yeah.
Going by draft,
Well,
at least.
I don't know. I think that game was not a game they should have lost. This one they absolutely should have lost if they win it. Like, this is not. This shouldn't have happened. This is a crime against Dota and logic and God and man.
Troll has completed his Satanic. Finally.
Heavern's Halberd coming out soon for Razor. My guess is notice that the Medusa does not have any of the 1,000 things that get rid of it.
Manta style.
Oh no, yeah, she does. Never mind. She still has her Manta. So yeah, she does have one of the 1,000 things. She just has to save it for that now. You know, I don't think the Heaven's Halberd is a very good item right now. I know that's a very hot take. and everything. I know that's a very shocking thing. You're hearing it here first, but I don't think it's that good.
Radiant are scattered.
Viper is buying out. I don't know if he has buyback. I don't think he does. Nope, doesn't have buyback for several more minutes, so why not? He's
I don't
buying
know why
out,
they
he's
needed
finished
to
his
just
eggs.
absolutely gut the item, though. Will he remember to put it in an item
Dire
slot is the
are
question.
scattered.
Good question. The answer is yes. He's replaced his Wraith Band instead of his Magic Stick for some bizarre reason.
Didn't use it on the fucking...
No, he didn't.
Bounty.
She does have that for next fight.
It's 20-second cooldown. It's pretty good.
DP is building an Ags for herself. Well, we'll get that if this game goes on much longer. Troll Warlord put his Mantis Style in his, or not his Mantis Style, put his Battle Fury in his pocket. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
And no longer needs AoE.
It's the movement sped.
Guys, this is well, he's gonna be here in 3 seconds. I like Axe poking his head into the Roche pit just to see if he's if he's in the wrong spot too. Radiant's actually invading this. But Medusa is so far back, it's gonna take her a year to get there.
We're trying to contest it. They met the Troll Warlord.
Yeah, they kind of just walked up to each other and then that was it. Hit him! Hit him! Viper! Hit him! Hit him, Viper! Hit him! Hit him! Hit the Troll Warlord! No!
He got stunned. Oh, Medusa decided to hit the Viper.
Yeah. Oh my god, look at Troll Warlord just exploded over the course of one Ogre Magi stun, but who cares? It's over. Rapier now on the ground. Nobody cares. Everybody's just walking right past it!
Medusa's courier's going for it. She has a buyback, so...
That's not Medusa's courier.
Radiant's middle tower is
That
under
was Hoodwink's
attack.
courier. Okay.
Axe,
back
drop
forward.
Radiant's
your stupid ring of protection!
courier has been
There we
killed.
go.
Oh,
Didn't need to do that anyway, now this is litter. So now
Oh,
Razor, okay, yep. The second Razor got it, they just called the G's. Oh, no, baby, no. That's really unfortunate.
Zero, or I guess there's only one defensive item on anybody in the game that could have saved the Medusa, and that was the E-Blade, but it was on cooldown.
Very sad.
A truly unfortunate scenario to have 2 supports and 1 defensive item.
Yeah. I mean, I think something could be said for the way they built. If I'm being honest, I definitely feel like, I mean, like everyone's getting the Glimmer Cape right now, right? Like, you know, it's a bit of a meme, but I do think it is worth exploring. Both of these supports just went purely offensive, and I think there are definitely times where the cores couldn't hang because of it, but I think...
I don't know, the Ogre Magi had 2 defensive items, I guess. The Solar Crest counts as a defensive item.
There you go. But I think the real story of the hour is just unfortunately just a big fall apart in how this draft was executed from the avgpeen team, which feels bad because I'm kind of beating these teams up 2 weeks in a row, and last time they didn't really deserve it. This time, no, they definitely deserve it. This Viper play was whack. This is not how you do it. Like, it's like he didn't realize what a bad matchup the Troll Warlord was into him, how bad the Razor could be into him. It took him a long time for him to get the confidence to stand up to Razor in the early game, which he shouldn't have needed all that time to do that. He didn't really, like, I don't think he ulted the Troll Warlord, like, once in the game, and it's like, what a tragedy on Earth.
But it was not very often.
Yeah.
It was always the axe in these team fights, which I think is always the wrong target.
Yeah,
Especially after he used call.
Just supports or the axe, and it's like, the axe doesn't do anything. He doesn't care about his passive right now. You know what he cares about is getting, you know, the double battle hunger on you, which takes out like 900 DPM even with just what he's got right now. It's ridiculous. Like,
He didn't even... Oh, he did go for that, but...
like the, I think that's what everyone's doing right now. Who's talking in chat?
Get him.
Okay. Wrong chat, but either way, yeah, like, you really, like, the Troll Warlord and the Razor are just such appealing targets for the Viper roll, and it just never happened. It just Axe or the Rubik, inexplicably, and it's just not good. Like, It's weird to say this, especially after years and years and years and years of it being the play, but like the Viper ult is not like a killing thing anymore. The Viper ult is a tee-up thing. You kill people with your Q, especially if you get your shard average peen. But kill people with your Q, the ult is for making people kill a bull, right? Like, it's for putting people in this awful, ungodly situation where they're slow, they're broken, they're taking a lot of DPS, and they can't do anything about it. And that's the nice little beautiful thing about it. Troll Warlord didn't get a Lincolns. Nobody on his team did, which means literally nothing on this lineup could have stopped it. Even if it gets reflected, like, yeah, you get ulted too, that sucks, but so does the Troll Warlord, right? Or so does the Razor in the part of the game where you don't really care about the Troll Warlord, but either way, I do think some of the self-preservation wasn't very good either. There were definitely times in kind of both of these games where he's positioned very awkwardly forward and just got snapped up by the other team's better initiate, which, you know, is the same in both games, right? But either way, yeah, this team, I feel like the Viper really just didn't do it for them. They really needed the ults to come out on better targets from the Viper. I think that was a very big part of their game plan. It didn't really come to pass. It felt like a lot of the mid game, all three of the cores were kind of playing these like very different games. It felt like there was a lot of like haphazardness. Maybe they were just boomed from the first game. I mean, everyone has a bad week, everyone has a bad day, everyone has a bad game. So, you know, I guess don't construe this into like ultimate flame, right? I don't think these are bad players by any stretch of the imagination. We saw very good work from avgpeen in the last season, for example, even on some of those heroes that aren't part of that, you know, the core pool, which I always give him that, you know, but he has had at least some performances on some of these heroes that aren't that. But like this Viper, it's very rough. It's very clear he didn't really understand what it was good for, why he was doing it. I think the DP came out a little awkwardly too, like especially early on. It felt like maybe he had just not. Like I said, I suspect this guy has not really played much Dota for a long time. He uses a lot of these very, like, 2 or 3 years out of date builds and attitudes and playstyles, but I think maybe he was just rusty on it, had like a bunch of times in lane where he's just missing last hits or denies just by over or under shooting. He had these situations where like that first EXO where he just TP'd home in the middle of it for no reason, for example. But I think it came out a little awkwardly on the part of the DP. Not many complaints on the Medusa outside of like going too aggressive too early, which was bad. I mean, it almost didn't matter, but it ultimately did. And it's just unfortunate at the end of the day. I guess in fairness to Hurt Sound, just to reiterate, he's not a core player. Really. He's a support player playing core this season. He's like his first real time on one. So in that light, he's doing pretty good. You know, so when I say that, it's not like, oh, this guy sucks. It's like, bro, put the brakes on, chill out for a little while longer. In situations like this, you're going to do pretty good. If you want to go crazy and just start, you know, deathballing, not cutting people early, just like pick up, like, I don't know, who's a crazy deathballing early? Lycan. That's a nice flavor of the month right there, right? You do that on, like, the Lycan, you do that on, like, the Bloodseeker. You don't really do that on the Medusa. You don't want to show up to fights on the opposite side of the map that you're not winning as Medusa, you know? It's not really good.
And if you win them, it works. If you're not, it doesn't.
No. I mean, if you win them, you have to, like, win them in a big way. Like, if you come up the top and you get a support and you walked so far across the map to get that support, because you're not a fast hero, she didn't really build mobility for a long time, right? Like, if you walk all that way to get that hero, and you get like one support for like 100 gold, well, guess what? You could have done like 9 camps in that time and gotten, you know, that much gold apiece. You know what I mean? If it's like a decisive thing and you get a lot for it, then hey, that's great. If it's not, it really wasn't worth your time. It's something I flamed Lads a lot about when he's been doing one historically, and it's something I'm going to flame Hurt Sound for in this game. It worked. The same strategy worked brilliantly with a different hero last time, but different heroes, different types of play. So yeah, I don't know. There was definitely some good work done by the BlueJay team, so it's not all bad news. I think BlueJay in particular did a great job in a horrible game. Like, even if they were executing it bad, this is still a very unplayable Troll Warlord game, but it always felt like he was coming in some weird angle, some weird flank. The Winter Wyvern started out looking like it was going to be really rotten, but it picked up more and more and more over the course of the game. It felt like Brion had not played this hero in a while, and was just relearning it or something. I don't know. That's the two biggest standouts. Big performance from Kitty, a lot of really big performances from Dark Ace. It felt like he's not really gotten his chance on the Rubik so far this season, so good to see him finally take it. But I do think, unfortunately, all that being said, I do have to go back for the one last bit of flame. I do think, all that being said, if they had played this well and the other team had done it right, they still would have lost. That's basically the long and short of it, which is the unfortunate thing to say, but hey, what are you going to do? Anything to add to that? Are you even still in this call?
Yeah.
Anything to add to that?
No.
If you or somebody you know wants to learn Dota Q at a casual or more competitive level, go to ld2l.gg today to sign up. It's too late to get into this season, but it's not too late to pop in as a stand-in. It's not too late to get into those in-houses, which will be happening after the season. Queues are popping everywhere you look. Go to ld2l.gg, go to that Discord server. That's where all the fun is happening. And we will see you for the games on Wednesday night. Maybe with Randy. That would be funny.